Thanks for tuning in. This is Nye. I got Nyxu here, and we're going to do Let's Play Golden Sun: The Lost Age.
Hello.
Okay, so we finished up the trial road. After finishing some technical difficulties off, we are now heading out to, I need to go this way. Can't get him yet. And I have to go this way. Yes, I can. We're now heading off to deal with the Jupiter Lighthouse.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that hard.
That's why I said it would be fun.
Oh, okay. I thought you were being sarcastic.
No. Oh, you seem to be recording at 60 instead of 30.
Well, that's why I want to be recording it.
Doesn't that make the files gigantic?
Eh. I have half a terabyte in drive size available.
True.
And it also makes them look nicer, so... I, went back and checked a couple of the videos, and some of them look a bit jerky. So apparently some of the, jerkiness is invisible to the eye while doing it, but after recording it is visible. So I needed to get rid of that. That's where we're heading.
You had to fix the jerkiness?
Yes, that is exactly what I had to do.
You know, sit it down, have a real man-to-man talk with it, tell it to shape up, or
ship out.
Ship
That's
out?
exactly what I was thinking, yes. That is what was done.
Good job.
Actually, you know what I didn't do and I need to go do? There's a Djinni up there that I forgot to pick up last time. Because I thought you had to do it from inside the shaman's village. It's actually one of the last, there's only between now and the next major event in the game, there are only 2 Djinn left to pick up, and this is one of them. I think. What's my Djinn list? Yeah, 2 more to pick up. The one that's up here that I have to snag is a Venus Djinn. And the last one is Jupiter Djinn, which we will be finding. Let's see. Where do I have to go for this? Do I have to go? It's there. Okay. The last one is a Jupiter Djinn that we'll find inside the Jupiter Lighthouse, conveniently enough. You know, Base was referring a time or 2 ago about the graphics not looking as good on this. I kind of remembered that I kind of know why they don't look as good as they should. Because
you're looking at it significantly larger and closer?
Yeah. I have this window blown up to about 4 times the size it would normally be, so that way people can actually see details. So you're seeing a lot of pixelation that you would not have seen on the original Game Boy version.
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, watching from a few feet away.
I'll be right back. I have to go check something. Okay, I was really looking at the wrong place a couple updates ago. I was over here, and the place I need to be is basically right here. And so, of course, I meet emus instead of Petra.
Frazzin emus.
Ow. I've actually reached a point where I can start doing Djinn and summon attacks again and not have to worry too much, because I have a ton of Djinn now.
Uh-huh.
This is supposed to be where it is. Or am I slightly off? I might be slightly off here. It might be further down. See? No, this should be it. Description of exactly where this is not exactly good, so I'm pretty sure this is it though. Yeah, this is it. It's in this forest area right here. Apparently it's shy. Of course, I am going to beat the ever-loving hell out of it, so I can understand. Have you noticed that Jenna's actually being useful lately?
She's kind of always been useful.
I mean, without an extra class attached. Did I already get Petra? No. Because I am fighting everything except for Petra. And these things aren't even spelled the right way. Though they do have a lot of the same letters. Come on, Petra. Come here. But seriously, this is the exact place I'm supposed to be, from what I can tell.
Maybe he just doesn't like you.
I'm thinking the same thing, and it's kind of annoying me. Let's see. Let me just make sure. Wait, this looks like the right place. Or is it up there? I mean, this is basically what's being You know what? It's up here, isn't it? Is this it? Yep, that's it. Okay, we have found Petra.
Doof.
Not Spark. I need Char. That's it. Paralyze one. We've gotten some new ones since the last time we've actually done this. I don't even remember some of these. Ooh, apparently Petra wants to play. There you go. Okay, guys, that's Petra. We only have one more to pick up before the next checkpoint. Petra does exactly what the name would suggest. Petra turns foes into stone. There's only a few effects in the game that actually do that. Unfortunately, as you might guess, I believe the accuracy on that is absolutely crap. Still, it's yet another Djinni, which gets us even more powerful and lets us summon a lot faster. One of the things we're probably going to start doing now is actually using some summon storms for a while, simply because I can go into the fight with 4 Djinn on standby and 4 Djinn still active. Leave the utility Djinn still active, get rid of the attack Djinn, and all of a sudden we have a win. Tends to work pretty well. Where am I? Okay. So now we gotta go back to Contigo. We actually have some tickets that we can use, so we can actually see if we can get a couple more shirts. Not sure if I'm gonna do that in this episode, though. So I'm kind of running out of inventory room. Man, if only we had the flying ship right now. That would be just too convenient. Is this the one I have to go up? Or is it the one all the way down? I think it's all the way down there. You know, part of me in my head is comparing the airship, or the ship in this game to the airship in Final Fantasy X. You know, the one where you have to go exactly where it says to go. Like, you can only just choose areas off a map. You don't actually get to explore the world at all. I'm trying to decide which of these I like more. Yeah, I apparently did that. I was in the right place, and I screwed up. Still,
nice job breaking it, hero.
That cave right there is taunting me. Going, you can't actually get to this cave until your ship flies, but we'll make sure you see it every time you round this cape.
Well, it's like in 7, they keep pointing out the places like, hey buddy, if you had a blue chocobo, you could get around here. Hey buddy, if you had a green chocobo, you can get over here. There's stuff.
I can kind of accept those in like Metroidvania games, but
I have to agree that in terms of quote-unquote Metroidvania, Metroid was better than Castlevania, and like did it well.
I really need to, but the last time I tried one, I was a really little kid, and it wasn't good.
Yeah, I don't know. Ego Raptor was talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, that does make sense.
I did mess around with the original Metroid recently because I have one of the Ambassador System 3DSs, and Metroid 1 is actually on there.
Ambassador System?
Yeah, if you paid the $250 price tag for a 3DS, back when they did the lower of the price, about September of 2011, if you paid the price tag and had your serial number to prove it, you could get your system upgraded to an Ambassador System for about 3 to 4 months. If you got upgraded, then they gave you 10 free NES games, ports of course, and 10 free Game Boy Advance games. The NES game list included Zelda 1 and 2, Metroid, Ice Climbers, I forget what else. Like, decent games. The Game Boy Advance list was actually pretty decent as well. I have to go and actually look that one up. The ones I remember are like Metroid Fusion is on the list. I forget what else. I mean, really good games, not like crappy games where you sit there and go, why do I have this?
So no, Game & Watch or...
Like, what would I say would be the worst one? I think WarioWare. I think WarioWare was probably the worst one. I think that's the one I never installed. But it's still available for me if I choose to, if I choose that I want it. So you just get these 20 free games, and that was meant to pay you back for the $70 difference between the system you paid for and the current price drop, because they did that price drop so fast without warning.
Yeah. I have to say, it's one of the things Nintendo has going for it. It knows when it's insulted its fan base, and it does what it can to fix it.
Okay, folks, we're back at the Jupiter Lighthouse, but this time I actually have the synergy required to move on. I do kind of like that about Gold Sun. It does kind of have a little bit of Metroidvania going on about it. A little bit. Like, it does do that whole, this is an ability that you're going to need later on. You can feel free to sequence break, but you're not going to be able to go anywhere yet. Okay, this is the room I couldn't get past. Like, for instance, if you want to, as soon as you get the ship, you can go up against Neptune. You can't actually beat him because you don't have the Poseidon. You can try to attack him, you can try to beat him, but, you don't have the trident, so you can't do anything. But you can go take a look. Okay, so, I'm just going to set hover. Oh, crap. There we go. So remember, you have to hover off that little glowing orb thing. You can't hover off of any of the rest of it, I think. And now we can go into the lighthouse proper. So now we are actually in the Jupiter Lighthouse. If I remember correctly, this door beneath us is the one that we couldn't see earlier. Yep. There's that. I think. Hey, look, new enemy type. That was a new enemy type. Yeah, I believe this is the front door. Yep. So now we got the shortcut back. I still appreciate the Golden Sun does that. Well, that looks ominous. Let's see where I'm actually able to go right now. So as you may have guessed, the Jupiter Lighthouse, just from the 2 rooms I have already explored, is all about making hover actually work. I think this is one of the few lighthouses where they actually do show degradation in the lighthouse, where they do actually show damage to the place, kind of like where I'm standing right now. Didn't we face an enemy salamander that looks just like this, but in red?
I think so.
I don't think that block's gonna stay.
Quite probably no.
Okay, so we got a rolling block puzzle here. I'm doing it the wrong way. Way to waste time and effort. Go me.
Well, it's not like you're working with action economy here as well.
I don't remember if there are any of those in this game, but...
I honestly doubt it, because that would be kind of a jerk move.
I've played a couple games that do that.
If you do it well, it's interesting and cool.
Who can I give this to? Everybody! Okay. Let's see, who needs the defense? Attack and evade. Looks like it's a 5 to 7 attack increase.
Looks like about 8 defense.
Depending on who you give it to, yeah. It's a cute her, she doesn't have upgraded something or other. Okay. Make so many special items now. You have all that animation to go up 1 floor.
Neat.
So they really, really enjoyed the swing mechanic in this game. I'm going to ignore the cyclone. Out here. I think I remember what makes the Jupiter Lighthouse unique. I'm trying to avoid going there now. And that goes there, so we're not going to go that way. I don't want to go up. I want to stay on this floor for a bit. Don't want to go that way. By the way, Nyx, you can't hear it, but people will be able to hear it on the recording. This lighthouse... Hello. I wanted to jump across. Let me jump across. There we go. This lighthouse actually has a you have completed a puzzle sound. It's the same sound as a critical hit, and it's played twice so far when we've dropped those blocks into their permanent slots. I don't think I've heard it anywhere else. And we just got another item. Neat! You know what? I think we're going to do that, because that increases that power. And we're going to give this to Jenna. Oh, darn it. Where's that? There it is. So I just got a rare item drop. Apparently we can't go that way yet. I really appreciate that half this LP is kind of like a blind LP.
Because you haven't done it in so long.
God, I haven't done this in years.
Yeah, but it doesn't really count as blind if you can, you know, stop, read the strategy guide. And...
I'll be completely honest. Other than the Djinn guide for the randoms that I don't remember, like Petra just now, I have not looked at a guide for a single part of this game of either of the two games.
True.
So I mean, that is sort of when you see me faffing about a little bit trying to get a puzzle right. I'm not actually looking at the solutions. I'm either remembering what I did originally, or
actually faffing about trying to solve.
Or actually faffing about trying to solve the puzzle. Yes. Oh, not there. Okay. And some of the puzzles. I mean, that's the other thing I like about this game. I cannot think of a puzzle off the top of my head that doesn't have a solution that is understandable. Like just about everything in this game has a... Let's see, can't go there yet. Has some... all the solutions are like, you can get them off of the basic, okay, I see this, I understand where to go from here. Some of them might take a little bit of time to figure out exactly how you apply the understanding, but... I mentioned how much I love jumping puzzles, right?
I don't think you have.
Ah, well, I love jumping puzzles. Am I actually able to move this right now? Yes, I can. Okay, I can, but it won't do anything right now. Got it. Well, I'm sure that'll become useful in the future. I like that I'm pushing all these blocks around, and then right next to me is the ladder to go up exactly where I want to go anyways.
Good job, you.
I mean, that's amusing. And a lot of people will just go up that ladder and keep moving and completely forget this chest they just made accessible. Ooh, neat. Yet another item. Unleashes Nirvana. I know there's some Buddhists in the crowd going, man, couldn't it be that easy?
All two of them.
Wait, we went down since we last had this conversation?
Probably.
Okay, anybody use the silver rapier? No? Okay, you can hold that. Nyxu, you need to turn on this music so you can appreciate this music.
I'd love to.
Okay, well, look up the Jupiter Lighthouse music.
Meh, that takes effort.
Well, so apparently that's how that works. Whoops. Something tells me that's not where that was actually supposed to go. Let me try that again. And you know I can... Oh, well, never mind. I can't try that again. So apparently that solution was actually acceptable. Okay, now I will go up. Again, I'm not sure if that's actually going to remember where it stays. Because I don't think we've, yeah, we haven't actually activated the lighthouse yet. When I say activated, I don't mean lit. Well, that looks ominous. Okay, you get to keep going up.
You keep using that word.
I do?
I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yeah, actually, this is the Jupiter Lighthouse. It means exactly what I think it means. Hey, check it out. This lighthouse is capped.
Surprised they didn't comment about that.
About what?
The cap.
It's some. It's part of the lighthouse puzzle.
Yes, but I'm surprised the characters aren't like.
Is that what they want? No? Oh, wait, what am I doing? That's what they want. And that, folks, just activated the lighthouse.
Well, activated the internals.
Yeah. Which puts me roughly 50% complete with this lighthouse. There is more that I have to do. I'm trying to remember. No, that doesn't do anything to the roof. Okay. And yeah, this is actually the first lighthouse we've seen that actually is capped like that. So you're right, I am kind of curious why the characters haven't responded to that. But it's kind of odd about when they actually did scripting and when they didn't.
Yeah, certain things that you warrant a response don't get one.
Yes, I did hotkey that. That's one of the cooler effects. I love the way that environment actually reacts to itself. In ways that you wouldn't necessarily expect. Well, that sped up that return trip just a bit. Okay. Next section. I really want to know why they keep on giving me these stat fixing items that I'm never going to use. How many of those things do I even have at this point? 5 psi crystals, 4 waters of life, 5 potions, 11 vials. Okay, here's where things get slightly out of the ordinary. Because thus far, this has been normal Lighthouse bullshit. Last time we saw a door key thing just like that, I think, was Crossbone Isle in Golden Sun 1. Jupiter Lighthouse has more than one tower. Is it up? I think it's left. Part of me wants to say there's a reason you fight as many mimics and plants as you can, but I can't remember if there's actually any reward for it. What did she just learn? So I knew she just learned something. But I can't figure... Oh, Cool Aura. She just learned her next heal spell. Hey, look, more rolling puzzles. Fantastic. Oh, joy. Right. I'm not sure if that one's gonna remember itself. How many broken bones do you think Felix will have after all this? Oh, now I remember how to complete that. Like, he's falling on his butt so many times, you'd think his pelvic bone would have shattered by now. Mm-hmm. 306 points. I want that blue key. Go out, go back in, and now we can get that chest. Watch, this is gonna be like a coin. Ooh, crap. This is gonna be like a coin and a half here. Or a Mist Potion, something else that's equally useless. Now I don't have to deal with this room anymore because I've gotten everything in this room that I can access right now. Nyx, can you say padding? If I remember correctly, Nirvana gets you PP back. Ah, right. This room. First, I'm going to do the thing that I obviously need to do. And then I'll go up and get the loot. So now we have the blue key. I'm I'm sure that you guys can guess what I'm going to be doing with that a little later on. Nyx, you're awfully silent. I think we may have lost Nyxu. Like I can still hear him breathing, but I think he might have fallen asleep. Yeah, the game is actually stopping me after every square to ensure that I don't screw myself. There's the door we need to open. Okay. And this is how this works. Welcome back. So we have started slowly opening up the tower itself. us some time and go back to the main tower. Nyx, have we lost you? Is you dead? Nyx, your microphone may be on mute on accident. Or maybe not, who knows? Okay, so that's all we need to do over here. Apparently you can outrun these things. You know, if you get a head start. Okay, we gotta go to the other side now. And I can't remember how you get to the blue door. I know we were there earlier, but I can't remember what I actually have to do to get there. Was it in here? I'm not sure the connection between the Jupiter people and ghosts. Next, I can hear you messing with your microphone. Was it over here? I remember us getting that potion over here, whatever it was, but we can see the blue door. You know what, I think we have to go all the way to the back to the beginning. We're just a little bit further back than I expected. Okay, there was stuff back here at the beginning of the lighthouse that we couldn't access earlier anyways, because we didn't have the ability to use the hover pads, so we can use those now. So that's now active. So is this stuff. Still can't go this way though. Dear God, he did fall asleep. I've got to make fun of him for this for a while. Or that could be his dog, I'm not sure which. I think he might be trying to make a point about my LPing skills. There we go. And we get to move this into position. And now we can hover down here. Now I could just go straight up, but okay, I'll be honest, I forgot that was even possible. That's actually kind of cool. Asleep, and he's snoring too, which is hilarious. I really wish I was making this up. I do. I really do. But unfortunately, this is completely and utterly true. Getting a lot of experience. Oh, we just got this potion too. We're getting a lot of experience. I missed something back there, so let me go take this cyclone teleport down. Okay, we haven't actually been here yet. We're going kind of backwards here, I think, but I want to verify that there's nothing back here that we missed. Okay, this is where we are. Have I been that? Yeah, I've been over there. I've been over there. Okay, so that's where we are. Glad to know that we didn't miss out on anything. Now we can go back up, secure the knowledge that we have not missed a thing. That's fantastic. Except... Ah! Something tells me this will be important later on. Yep, I'm sure that'll be very important later on. Now, with the aforementioned not reading game facts and remembering this on top of my head, the question comes, did I remember I had to do that? Or was that just me getting lucky? I'll be honest, I'm not sure which. Okay. So apparently I did this out of order. Now we can actually open the blue door using the blue key. Apparently Nyxu's snores are killing the frame rate. Works for me. Moving on, and now we're in this area, and I'm sure you guys can guess where this is going. Thud. Okay. And now we will continue to make our way up. No, there's nothing to the left this time. Let's see something. Ah! Hey look! There's that one Djinn that we need, which we cannot currently access. Okay, that's fine. I'm completely okay with that. Okay, that I'm not okay with. What am I missing? Ah, okay. Okay, so apparently we get to decide exactly how we want to solve this one, and of course the first thing I'm going to do is go directly after that Jupiter Djinn. Except I'm not allowed to, right? Okay, so first we'll go after the other block that we need. Then we get to hover over here. Okay. So for those of you who are savvy in the way of this game, which apparently I am not because I just made that mistake. This is how this works. Toss that down, and that pops up. If you come over here, pound this, those pop back out, just like in the Gwoma statue. And now we can solve this in such a way that we can get that gem. Man, I feel like he's telling me that I'm boring or something, you know? I kind of feel bad. I'm actually putting him to sleep. Okay. Let's get this guy. We'll do the same thing we always do. Gonna char it. Gonna... Actually, you know what? Let's use Petra. Let's see if we can petrify it. Rhyme. Blitz. Wow, we actually hit it. It's kind of impressive. And of course it runs. So I don't know, maybe Petra's is a always hit thing. Which I'm gonna have to read this entire... Wow, why not? Okay, that's a quality of life improvement on some of the rooms we've done before. Okay, let's try this again. With less fail this time. Anything else I can use that'll actually stop this thing from running for me? Okay, maybe, apparently Petra is a 100% thing. Ah, there's the stun. Okay. Okay, guys, with the inclusion of this guy, that is 8 for 8 on our Djinn list. This is Whirl. And Whirl takes in a deep breath and strikes. From what I recall, it's just a standard attack Djinn. This one back to where it needs to go. And then we'll move on and complete this dungeon. It's getting kind of loud now, huh? I wish I had like an air horn or something. Maybe a vuvuzela. But that might only work in concert with what he's doing, so I'm not sure if that would help. Does that little hover thing on the wall look apart to anyone else? Like a Native American petroglyph or something? Okay, well, that's enough snoring. Let me get him out of the call and then we'll complete the dungeon. Okay, now that we don't have to deal with that snoring anymore, we have to complete this section, so we're actually going to use this as a jumping block. Cool use of that. Dual usage. Okay, where do we want to get to? That's the there we are. As with so many of these puzzles, I'm sure there's actually multiple solutions to this one. And I'm sure you guys saw that there was a treasure chest on the right-hand side, so we're going to have to actually solve this one twice. Yes, I know I'm not exactly doing the best job of solving this. I gotta alter where some of these actually go. There's the chest. This one goes here. This one Yeah, I pushed even some of them out of the place where they were supposed to be because I was not seeing the solution directly. Yep, I do that. Screwing up my own puzzles like a boss. I don't know, maybe it's because I can... My sister's doing a lot of, apparently, nail polish removing downstairs, and I can smell it, and it's starting to make me lightheaded. I think that might have something to do with it. Let's see if this is actually worth it. Well, if it wasn't for the fact that I know how to play, that could actually be worth it. But, nope. Not what I needed. Okay, let's move those blocks back to the correct positions. And something tells me the next room we're going to meet after this one will be the room that actually completes the dungeon. Shame there's not an item that makes blocks move faster. That would be convenient. Of course, we've taken another item slot. And that would not be nice. I'm not sure what would be more convenient, actually. Have, like, gloves that makes blocks move faster for the very few block moving puzzles that I ever have in the game. Or that one item slot. Hard to say. Right. Wow, I'm an idiot. I completely missed that whole you have to do this jump part. I promise, I understand how to play this game. I'm glad that retreat has a yes no prompt. Since Nyx is not here, I will do his line for him. Nice job breaking it, hero. I should probably do Fable as a game to LP at some point. Since we keep on referring to hero. Okay, now the solution's complete. I'm sure I got it right this time. Fairly sure. Kind of. A little bit. Maybe. Let's see. Can I get to the other side of this area? Fantastic. Flick the switch. So now I can go across that bridge. Oh, come on! What is the point of this, even? This is unnecessary game padding. Ooh, we have dragons now. I'm not sure why we have dragons now. I mean, I'm sure having dragons in here is completely unnecessary, but... Why, game? Why would you do this? And you know what this girl's gonna do. Yeah. She's gonna knock me over here. And now, so that's why this is down here. Is just to piss you off. You get all the way to the bottom. Okay, so now we have to go down here so we can make sure to dodge her. Oh, really? Okay, is it just me, or was that, like, really unnecessary? That little... whatever that was right there. There's not even something up there. Why don't I even go up there? You know, I think way back in the Ankle Ruins, I commented there couldn't be a door in a wall this thick because the wall was too small. Shows me, huh? Shit. Yeah, I wasn't paying that much attention. Okay. So as long as you are hovering over one of these, hover lasts forever. But apparently we're not allowed to go that way. And I did that again. I feel intelligent. Okay, let me just the right way. I think what you have to do is go up over here so you can dodge and keep on coming back in. Crap. Oh, so that's what these big long hallways are for. Okay, we know that side has a platform. What's on this side? Oh, okay, so don't stop there. Got it. This room is just unpleasant, you know? Like, they were sitting there around a table one day and they went, what is the most annoying room we can make for these players to deal with? And someone came up with this idea. On the other hand, that is completely worth it. Man, I kind of wish that Nyxu was here because that's a really awesome weapon. You guys will see why pretty soon. Oh, come on, I was there. Maybe I'll do it this time. There we go. Okay. Let's see if we get the Unleash. Yep, here's the Unleash. That is what Phaeton's Blade does. I believe we even talked about this sword back in Golden Sun 1, though I'm pretty sure this is not the one Nyxu was talking about. Now we get to shoot the other fairy in the back. Or angel, whatever you want to call it. Did you guys notice the arrow kind of looks like these hover panels? Okay, now we're gonna retreat. I gotta go all the way back up the tower. The good news is, we've solved all the puzzles. So now it's just a matter of climbing the tower and remembering exactly which way I need to go. And I'm sure that is not the... Is that the way I have to go? I can't remember. Yeah, that's how short my short-term memory is, really. Yeah, you'd be on the other side, huh? Yep. Believe me, the reward you get for all of this is worth it. Is this the way to go? I'm not sure, let's find out. Oh, you jerk of a mummy. Is this the way? Nope. Is this the way? Nope. Apparently there's needing in this direction. This is needlessly confusing. I'm sure Felix just enjoying that swing of his. There we go. Hey, who remembers who those people are? Oh my god, he spoke! And there is Felix being an awesome person. Oh dear. The Land of Prox. We haven't heard of that place before. Man, Ivan's gotten more, like, to be more of a badass since last we saw him. And of course, Alex is nowhere to be found. Why are we talking about this instead of saving them? Oh, that's a twist. Okay, guys, let's go save... Well, actually, no. We're going to stop right here, because this has been running on for a while. Next episode, we're going to go save Isaac and the rest, and see where we go from there. I'll see you guys next episode.